French gambling regulator criticizes loot boxes.
Ooh.
Basically, they're not entirely sold that loot boxes should be considered gambling.
Yeah, so this European regulator is not ready. They're not ready to say whether or not this is the story. Like, they're not saying it's illegal, they're not saying it's legal, but they are. They did come out and say something about gambling and loot boxes. So the French online gambling regulator ARJEL, it's an acronym, ARJEL. ARJEL said that they published a report, and it was translated by media law associate Sebastian Schwiedessen. And when it comes to online gambling in France, only sports betting and poker are allowed. So those are the two things that are allowed when it comes to gambling in France. So this means that this would mean that loot boxes are deemed gambling, but they haven't said anything yet, like we just mentioned. They've been approved by ARJEL, or they have to be approved by ARJEL, or they would be illegal.
Okay.
So right now they're kind of in a gray area where it's like,
okay, so they haven't said yes or no. It's not like they're taking a stance like loot boxes are fine. They're still figuring out, because I know Belgium, right, has
yes,
already deemed that loot boxes are in fact gambling.
yeah, and so in France in particular, they have these certain criteria, which kind of makes sense, I suppose, and I'm surprised that maybe this is like the criteria for most countries. But to determine something as gambling, the practice must, one, be offered to the public. So you should be able to access this
Check.
somehow. Ask players to make a financial risk in hopes of gain.
Check.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my words this morning. And they must contain an element of chance. Check.
Check.
All right.
I thought there was more to that.
Yep. And Schwiedessen, the law associate that translated this, says that this definition is relatively consistent with other regulatory organizations. So I was on point with that. But ARJEL notes that while loot boxes aren't new, I think that they didn't say Battlefront 2 in particular, but they did allude to...
That's the one that started the fire.
Yeah, they said like, late 2017, there was this game that sparked the conversation. It was Battlefront 2. The situation last year brought this to light and value in conducting an investigation into loot boxes. So they're trying to make progress, I suppose, which is kind of why they're in this sort of gray area. Do we have some B-roll to pull up for this in particular, or is it just for our next story? It's Control Tab, bro. Come on. Yeah.
There we go.
So if you feast your eyes on a little video right here while we start to talk, or we continue to talk through this.
This is a Paget pick.
Oh,
None
yeah.
other than Matt Paget did this.
Oh boy, yeah. So we got a hot Matt Paget joint for your B-roll here, where he. So in this particular video, we're just having this as B-roll. But if you want to watch this is actually a very interesting video that Matt Paget did. Our friend who's staking it out in Vancouver, or in Canada. He's from Langley, I suppose. But yeah, he did a whole investigation kind of thing, and he talked to. I think in this particular video, he talked to video game attorney. I think his name is Ryan Morrison.
Something like that. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Definitely worth a watch. His other videos in this series, The Dive, are pretty good too as well.
Yeah, and Matt Paget in the chat said, "Wow." Talk to me, Mike, don't you? Hey, everyone knows we out in San Francisco, so y'all get our damn address for this office is publicly known. So we won't snitch on you, Matt. That's as far as we're gonna know. But hey, you gotta rep your where you're from. So anyway, back to the story at hand. So currently ARJEL, the French regulation body that takes care of gambling, hesitates to classify loot boxes as gambling. The organization does believe that further coordinated action needs to be taken. So like we said, they are in the middle, taking action. However, it stopped short of taking action itself. ARJEL believes loot boxes need a better analysis by financial regulators. So that's their next step, I suppose, is to wait for financial regulators to say something about it. Additionally, the Gaming Regulators European Forum has a piece on the way that will clarify rules to publishers, raise consumer awareness, and warn parents of the dangers to minors. How does that make you feel?
I wasn't listening to a lot of what you just said.
Sorry.
No. I when you got into the nitty gritty, I was like,
yeah,
okay.
it's a little.
My opinion overall, and we kind of mentioned this before, is that I don't think of loot boxes as gambling. I think it's worse.
Oh yeah.
Just because you're not getting anything at it. Like, you're getting like basically worthless bits and bobs from a game, like an outfit. Like, sure, I'm sure there's some value to someone. Like, oh, I really want to play with this outfit, and that's totally cool. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you're spending a lot of money and hoping you get something you like, and chances are you're not going to get that thing that you like. I mean, I think there's a way you could do it. All right. Like, I mean, it seems like it's hard to think of an example, but I'm sure there are examples of someone doing it, right? Like Overwatch, I don't play a lot of Overwatch, and I don't like the whole loot box economy in Overwatch, but clearly it works, and people don't seem too annoyed by it.
Yeah, I don't seem that like. I don't feel like I'm being exploited in some cases.
Yeah.
But
the most exploitative, I think, right now is PUBG. I think PUBG is pretty bad with it now.
Tell me more.
Because I was the first time I played in a long time. I used to play a lot of PUBG, as you know, and I had 7 crates saved that I hadn't opened yet because they were event crates. And with event crates, when PUBG, or at least earlier PUBG, you had to pay $250 to get a key. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pay money to open these crates. I'll just do the regular crates. And if you earn 700 battle points, you get a crate with a single random item. Mm-hmm. And the rare items, the probability is like 1 in like 600,000 or something BS.
Damn.
It's something ridiculous. I think they had to reveal the probability. But you get 1 item. You don't get multiple. But now, every crate you earn with battle points, you have to pay $250 to open.
Oh, okay. So like
even if you grind
locked.
them out, you still have to pay $250 to open. And on top of a game that you pay $30 for. So that pissed me off last week quite a bit because I had 7 crates saved up that are now locked because why not?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, really? It was a waste of time.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. And also another aspect to this is that, a lot of video game players are minors. They're not 18. Mm-hmm. So like if you go into a casino, they're going to card you. And yeah, obviously you have to be 18 to get into a casino. If it's certain regulations for different states. But anyway, for the most part, you need to be 18 to get into a casino. But, I mean, the game, like, you get age gated from looking at M-rated games online. But I just put in, like, I was born in January 1st, 1930. It don't matter. Like, what the hell?
See, as far back as I can go, that's when I was born.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's another aspect when it comes to minors because ARJEL believes that loot boxes are worth special consideration because of the lack of age gating for this, so maybe they'll take even further, or maybe this is a more pressing point for them to take further action once those financial regulators or that bigger European body says something. But yeah, loot boxes are similar enough to potentially normalize gambling behaviors. I'm sure that we've dug into this, and I think Matt does dig into this with his video as well. They could also kick off gambling addictions in young people. I suppose that's part of the psychology, the studies that have been going on so far. And on top of all this, the odds for loot boxes aren't required to be disclosed in France as of yet, and a lot of places. I mean, this is...
so I think the reason the PUBG's odds are disclosed, because I think in China,
in China.
They have to be disclosed.
Yeah. So that's part of the... in China in particular, government body basically said, if you're going to have loot boxes, y'all got to put the odds on there. So, I mean, that could be... maybe that could be one step that another country might take. That seems like it makes sense. Sometimes you can just kind of derive from the chances of like how many items there are and if they say you get dupes or not. Mm-hmm. But again, like if you don't disclose the odds, they can do some tricky things with like percentages of getting stuff. So I don't know. It's tricky stuff. But basically, France has said something, but they're not taking action quite yet. That's kind of the whole thing of the story. And like we mentioned, Matt Paget does dig into this with his video. His episode of that dives into loot boxes.
There you go.
Ooh, look at this. Ooh, Lucio and McCree looking real nice over there. Damn. Anyway, we also had another video. Let's cut back to our pretty faces over here. We had another video that we had an episode of Versus. So if y'all have been following what GameSpot does, we have an OP show, an original show called Versus out in the UK. That I think that Will Potter and Oscar Diaz participated in the discussion of whether or not loot boxes are okay, I think.
Poor Will had to fight 4 loot boxes.
Maybe he really does believe that.
Maybe he does, but even if you do, that's still a very tough position to...
I know. That's hard to defend because...
to fight, especially with the way the YouTubes are.
Yeah, I know. And another thing, too, is like... people who would defend loot boxes, I think most of them with any sensibility would be like, look, we understand that the gambling aspect of this is kind of shitty, but I mean, the position you would take is like, they're okay because, people should learn how to handle those situations or whatever. And, but I mean, still, there's regulations on the way for loot boxes. That's kind of the story of the day. Like each country has taken their own steps, obviously, because like you said, China has said, hey, you have to release the odds for this stuff. And then France is kind of in this gray area where they're still trying to figure out what this is. Belgium has already took a stance. So each country is, and it's really hard too, because these games they don't care about the borders of countries. Like it'd be hard to, it's hard to regulate their own damn game. It's like, oh, if you're playing through this maybe people play through a VPN and they can do loot boxes.
Yeah, honestly, I think if loot boxes go away, it won't be because some country has a firm stance, or because all these countries have different stances on loot boxes that game developers are just like, or publishers are just kind of like, I don't want to touch any of this. This is like a nightmare to figure out what works here, what doesn't work here.
Right, yeah, that might be another aspect to this as well.
Hopefully that happens.
Yeah. Or you can just have a straight up microtransaction store like the good old days. I can't believe I said that.
But you know what, developer, like, I give them, or publisher, I give a lot of credit to them because they rarely ever put microtransactions in their games.
Who'd that be?
Bethesda.
Oh, speaking of Bethesda.
This
also has to do with you giving them money, or not, I guess, yeah.
Not really you giving them money, but I mean, you giving them money, but the money goes to... Anyway.
Yes. The Fallout 76 version of Country Roads is now available on iTunes with money going to charity. So if you've been following Fallout 76, the sort of theme song right there is Country Roads by John Denver. And if you buy this on iTunes, so the cover is now available on iTunes for $1. All proceeds go to Habitat for Humanity. So there you go. If you want the sweet banger from John Denver from back in the day where he talks about how great West Virginia is, you can do that for $1, and your money will go to a charity.
It never occurred to me to buy this song, but now that it's going to charity,
you might.
I'll think about it. But I have to use iTunes.
Yeah, you have to use iTunes for this. So I don't really...
kind of a pain.
Yeah, I don't use iTunes. You use iTunes?
No.
Unless they got some exclusive shit.
Spotify. Even if they have exclusive stuff, at this point, I don't.
Yeah.
Do it.
Or a Tidal. You still got your Tidal subscription?
Nope, I didn't do that. I was like, well, I guess I'm just waiting to listen to 444 and
Damn.
Ultralight Beam.
Life of Pablo?
Life of
Come
Pablo.
on,
The
dog.
song was Ultralight Beam.
Ultralight Beam. Man. That's anyway. We're talking about John Denver, Country Roads over here. So the cover is credited to Copilot Music and Sound, a company that creates music for ads and games and more. So they are credited with this particular one. I don't think... Is John Denver still alive?
I don't know.
We should probably look that up, John Denver. I was thinking of John Lennon.
John Lennon is very much dead.
Yeah, so John Lennon is donezo. I don't know about... Sorry, maybe I'm not old enough to keep track of all of these older musicians. But Robert Plant's still alive. Is
Robert Plant is still alive? Still making music too?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was thinking of Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin, right?
John Bonham's dead. Yeah.
Oh,
of
damn.
Led Zeppelin, John Bonham's dead. The rest are still alive, but they don't get along.
Oh,
Let's talk about Led Zeppelin instead. Let's move
on.
on.
You want to talk about Led Zeppelin instead of John Denver? No, that's messed up. But anyway, PC Gamer notes that Copilot also created the Blitz. Was it the Blitzmensch song for Wolfenstein? Fallout 4's Nuka World theme, the Drunken Whaler from Dishonored, and various other covers for Bethesda games. So Bethesda has been using Copilot music and sound for quite some time. It's very thematically fitting. Bethesda knows how to make their games use music to push the themes of their games, and it's worked out really well. I mean, obviously, before I kill dudes in Dishonored, if they're humming Drunken Sailor or Drunken Whaler in that case, I listen to them hum the song, and then I slit their damn throats. That's how it be in Dishonored. And, obviously, Wolfenstein, they use music to very great effect.
Yeah. Especially, the Fallout series, too, uses music very well.
Yeah.
I still think back to the Fallout 3 trailer, which was... I forget what song was in it, but I clearly remember that having, a song that fit it perfectly. And then, of course, in New Vegas, they had some Frank Sinatra, which was pretty great.
So I want to talk about this later, because we're going to talk about our favorite pickups from the Steam sale and all the games that y'all should have bought during the Steam sale. But I will
Steam stale.
No. Well, it's stale in some cases because these Steam sales have been going on for so long. But anyway, we'll get to that soon. What else we got? So if you're curious about this particular cover for John Denver's Country Roads, Habitat for Humanity is an organization that works to provide decent and affordable housing around the world. So if you want to contribute to that, which you should, because affordable housing is a tough thing all around the world, pick up the song on iTunes for you, maybe donating to a good cause. Bethesda has committed a minimum of $100,000 in donations already, so you can get on top of that and add to Bethesda's $100,000 commitment to Habitat for Humanity. Yes, that is the story of the day. Fallout 76 is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on November 14th. And if you're not familiar, it's an online version of the Fallout world that's going to take place in West Virginia. We got a whole bunch of features on that. You can check it out. How you feel about Fallout 76? Real quick before we move on.
I'm excited to play with friends. I don't know how long I'll stick with it because I feel like we still don't know a lot about it, but I'm definitely going to give it a go with some buddies.
Me too. I usually don't really play many multiplayer video games anymore. I more want to just like worry about myself and like do something where there's a beginning and there's an end. Yeah, exactly. I still got a bunch of Persona games to go through for the second and third times. So that's what I want to do. I don't know if I want to play online games anymore.
Well, you should play with us.
So I'll play Fallout 76 with all my great friends here at GameSpot because we're probably going to do a shoot ton of coverage of Fallout 76 when it rolls around. So yeah, I guess we're excited for that.
I'm excited.
You sound very excited for Fallout.
So excited. No, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm more excited for Red Dead, which is like 2 weeks before that.
We'll make mention of Red Dead later or at the end of the show because I have something to say about that October 26th release date.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk a little bit about Steam summer sales have ended this morning. They ended at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So we're gonna talk about the things that we picked up real quick. I talked to you this morning. What'd you pick up?
I picked up a lot. I got Prey on PC. I played it on PS4, liked it a lot, but as Callie had mentioned in the doc, the load times are awful on Xbox and PS4.
Yes, they are.
They are very bad. I haven't played much on PC, but so far they seem better. I got Fallout New Vegas.
Or I got I've been having Fallout New Vegas, but I wanted to shout out that Fallout New Vegas was $3.50 on Steam. God damn. Yeah, I poured like 200 hours in that game. I absolutely love that game. So if you missed out on that, you missed out. It's only $10 on normal price though, so like whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, for $3.50, one of the best games of all time, Fallout New Vegas. If you didn't pick that up, boy, you messed up.
Yeah, and then what you're seeing now, I got Metal Gear Solid 5 on PC. Funny story with Metal Gear Solid 5 on PC because I got it at one point. I got it on PS4, played a lot of it on PS4, and then I got my PC, and I was like, I kind of want to replay this on PC. Didn't work on my PC. I tried so much, straight up didn't work. Contacted Steam, got my money back, and then it was $9. So I was like, I'll give it another shot. I don't know if it works yet, but apparently you got a similar story with Metal Gear Solid 5 on PC.
Yeah, I bought it on day one. I remember it was September 2015. I was working at my old job, and I was like, all right, I'm going to take the day off so I can play Metal Gear Solid 5. And me at the time, I would just play everything on PC because I had a pretty dope PC for the time. And I bought his day one full price and everything, and then it wouldn't boot. That shit just wouldn't boot.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, all right, let me see. I can reinstall it. Still wouldn't boot. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to reformat my computer. I needed to reformat my hard drive anyway, so I did that, installed the game. Still didn't work, and I wasted a day off.
Wasted a day off and some money probably.
Did
you get your money back?
No, I didn't get my money back. I was like, I'll play this eventually.
Yeah, it'll work eventually. Although when I bought it, it was like a year and a half after it came out. So.
Oh, really?
And it still wasn't working.
I
have a new graphics card now, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. Might have been. I don't know what the problem was, but eventually I built a new computer and it seemed to work on there. And then so I got through half the game apparently because I got tired. I got tired of it.
Gotta do it again.
Yeah, you got to do it again. And I was like, I don't really feel like doing this again. I feel like I had my fill. Very good gameplay. So if not so much. I mean, if you're into Metal Gear stories, man, this might be not too much in that same vein as 4, where you have hour-long cutscenes and dope exposition. But here, like in Metal Gear Solid 5, I think is the best playing Metal Gear game because these worlds and the mechanics and all the emergent gameplay sequences that I ran into playing this game are really, really well done. I love this game a lot. It's a ton of fun to play, and if you didn't pick it up on Steam for $10 or $9, you missed out. Damn.
Yeah, it was free on PSN not that long ago too.
Oh right, yeah, that was. Was it? Yeah, a couple months ago. It was free on PSN,
or maybe it was Games with Gold. It was one of the two.
I think,
or maybe it was both.
Yeah, I definitely remember it being on PSN because I did get it. I got it on PS4 during that free giveaway, and I haven't played it on there because I played it enough on PC. But yes, other things that we picked up, I didn't really I didn't really buy that much on the Steam sale, but I did want to shout out some very good sales after the fact. Great. Deus Ex was less than $1.
I got Mankind Divided for like $3 and like $4 with all the DLC and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I haven't played it yet. Started playing it. I like it.
You're trying to get your Cyberpunk fix, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, my Mankind Divided was. I have some thoughts and feelings as a hardcore Deus Ex fan. I was very hyped up to see the Deus Ex, the original Game of the Year edition, for 97 cents. Man, it's one of the best games of all time. Came out in 2000, so it's a little bit dated, but I still love that game very much. And you got Mankind Divided. You should play that. It's it'll give you your Cyberpunk fix for now, but
I don't think it will. It's insatiable.
Sorry.
Cyberpunk 2077. I need it right now.
Well, you're gonna have to wait. I think it's coming out in 2020 because that would make sense to coincide with the source material. But that's a whole nother story for another day. What else did you get? You get anything else?
I got all of Fallout 4's DLC. Well, I had Point Lookout already. Point Lookout? No.
Point Lookout was Fallout 3. Oh,
I
yeah,
had Far Harbor already. And I played a good amount of that, but I didn't have Nuka-Cola or Nuka World.
Yeah.
So I got that. I haven't played it yet. Hopefully I'll be able to play it at some point.
Heard good things about Nuka World.
Yeah.
There was another one after that. Was Automatron stuff where you can
I didn't play that. It was just like I think there was a quest and then you just get to build a robot, which is cool. And if I was really into Fallout 4, that'd probably be a fun thing to have. But I didn't get super into it, so I was like, I'll pass on this.
Yeah. I think that Fallout has a good history of DLC. I think 4, I feel like it was a little disappointing in terms of the DLC rollout, but there was like a ton of things you could do in Fallout 4. But going back to New Vegas real quick, the DLC for that. If you didn't get the whole Game of the Year edition, you should, because there's 4 pieces of DLC that are so amazing.
I didn't play all of them. I played Old Wasteland Blues, Old
World Blues,
and
Dead Money.
Probably Dead Money. That's the first 2.
I think Dead Money. The first one I think was the one that took you to Zion, Honest Hearts.
I didn't play that one.
Oh damn.
Okay, never mind. I know I played Old World Blues for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking in that, but there's a lot of good exposition in Old World Blues for Fallout New Vegas, and you should play that. Oh man, I could talk about Fallout New Vegas. The thing I was going to mention about Fallout New Vegas' music is that Fallout can always just like put in old timey jazz or whatever, and it would kind of make sense like thematically. Yeah. But the thing about New Vegas is like with the Vegas theme and it being very desert focused. It's like it's basically the Wild West in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
So they also have like old country western songs on there. So you combine the two, you get like Frank Sinatra, you got your Dean Martin in this Vegas theme, but you also have like old country western songs while you're trekking the deserts, man. One of the top 10 games of all time. Fallout New Vegas, man. Play that. If you bought it for $3.50, that's money well spent, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that's my favorite Fallout.
Ooh, hell yeah. Say that. Anything else you want to say about Steam sales that are done, this morning?
I got Wreckfest, which wasn't on Steam sale, but it came out during Steam sale, and it is very, very good. It's if you liked Burnout, I'd say it's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, Wreckfest was one of those games that came out of nowhere, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's been in early access for a very long time.
Oh, it's the first I actually heard of it.
Yeah, it's been in early access for a long time. The original pitch for it was like how impressive the destruction was, and it is very impressive. So then now they just added like racing and destruction or demolition derbies and things of that nature, and it is a blast. I think the online matchmaking is a little rough, but
yeah, I heard. Yeah,
but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Wreckfest. We actually have a review on that on the site. Got a 9 out of 10. But you should also read why it gets the score it gets. And that review is on the site.
Also, Tony has a thing here. He got Oblivion and Morrowind.
Ooh, Morrowind.
Probably pretty cheap. Oblivion's very good. I didn't play much Morrowind.
Morrowind's still my favorite Elder Scrolls, man.
So I think my favorite is Oblivion because that was the first one I played.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Morrowind was the first one you played.
Morrowind was the first I played. But yeah, Elder Scrolls, if you're hyped up for Elder Scrolls 6, boy, there's a lot of games for you to play. There's a lot of time to kill, but these games are very long. If you don't know what Elder Scrolls games are, Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind are the last 3 Elder Scrolls games, and they are big, wonderful open worlds for you to, I'll just say fantasize. Fantasy worlds. What?
F around. You can't say
it's
can't say the F
mess around in. Those are great games. Also, BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma was $4.50. I already had that, but I did buy BlazBlue Central Fiction for $13 on PC. Ooh, yes, anime fighters, boy. Let's get it. Speaking of anime fighters, this is not an anime fighter, but we did talk to the makers of Rocket League, Psyonix, and they said Rocket League 2 probably isn't happening. Oh, you want to scroll up a little bit? There it is. There's the headline.
Oh, okay.
Rocket League 2 is unlikely as dev is focusing on games as a service instead, which makes sense for Rocket League. GameSpot interviewed Rocket League game director Scott Rudy, who joined Psyonix earlier this year. And he said, quote unquote, "We want to keep this going. I don't know what I'd do with Rocket League 2," which is, side note, that's probably a good indicator that you shouldn't make a sequel is if you don't know what to do with a sequel. So that makes sense. And he continued, "I'd rather do more to expand the existing Rocket League. It's doing great. There is a lot ahead of it. Okay. So yeah, we have no plans for Rocket League 2. You want to read his second quote right there, Jake?
The most valuable thing in our game is our fans. A lot of stuff we do is focused on keeping them with us, keeping them interested, and all hyped up about our game. We want to provide a really good experience for players to have fun for years to come."
Yeah, so Rocket League has received a ton of new content since its launch in 2015. If you've been following, Jurassic Park Jeeps were added to that. Past editions include Batmobile, a DeLorean. I know when Rocket League came to Switch, they had some neat toppers. They had like a Mario and Luigi hats for toppers. And yeah, there's a whole ton of content on Rocket League. What is this? Oh, this is the crossover?
This is the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah.
I love Rocket League.
Yeah.
I played a ton of Rocket League when it came out, as did everyone in the GameSpot office at the time. It was our number 2 game of 2015. And we've had conversations before, like, do you guys think there'll be a Rocket League 2? What would they do? And no one knows. It'd be like, well, I mean, it's like, I think the gameplay is so solid as is. Like, they don't really need to change the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I mean, the only thing I could think of is like, oh, maybe you can make the graphics better. But like you said, like, is that worth a sequel? Like, I kind of like Rocket League style as is. It's just like toy cars. Like,
yeah,
I like the kind of cartoony, like, yeah.
Yeah. I would never say any certain game is perfect, but I mean, Rocket League is pretty close to like perfecting what it's going for.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. And it's sold insane. Like, so many people have this game. I feel like, I mean, I have it on PC, Switch,
PS4,
Xbox.
Yeah, it's
like everyone I know at least has a copy of it on something.
Yeah, I know. Before my time at GameSpot, I know that a lot of people here in the GameSpot offices would just chill here after work, after hours, and just play Rocket League all
very
night.
Late.
Yeah. So, and you know, we still do that every now and then when the old folk roll by. We still play some Rocket League. Still a fun game. And its 30 year anniversary is coming up on July 9th. Wait, July 9th? That's
a couple days.
Yeah, July 9th.
Yeah, that was it started out as a PS Plus game, so it was free.
Yeah, that's a big part of their story.
I think why it became so huge was because it was free, and it was like in the middle of summer. People were like, "Well, E3's over, and I want to play. What do I play?"
Yeah,
and they download that, and they're like, "Holy cow, this is actually really dope."
Yeah, their story for Rocket League is very interesting.
Yeah,
I know Danny documented that in his first video that he did post GameSpot, and that revealed a lot of interesting things about like how hectic it was to like keep servers up because they gave it away for free, and like, okay, we gave it away for free on PSN, like, how do we continue to make money off this? And it's like it just kept selling extremely well. I think if anything, it kind of went viral in a certain way because it was free, and then after that, it's like, okay, now everyone's on the Rocket League train.
Like, so many people were streaming it. They started the competitive scene, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's wild. All right, so those were our 4 stories of the day. We talked about loot boxes. We talked about what else did we talk about? We talked about Fallout 76, Country Roads being available on iTunes, and you can donate to charity when you buy that song. Talk about our favorite pickups from the Steam sale that is now over. Sorry if you missed out on that. And Rocket League 2 is probably not happening. So that's our show for the day. You have anything else to say, Jake?
No, but you wanted to talk about My Hero Academia quickly, right?
October 26th. What's coming out? What is the biggest release of October 26th, Jake?
Not Red Dead, that's for sure.
It's My Hero Academia One's Justice, the 3D arena fighting game that's for the My Hero Academia series.
Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
Anime, man. Come on. Dude, it's coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch on October 26th. So I'm not going to be playing Red Dead. I'll be playing My Hero Academia for a little bit, I suppose. And then I'll play Red Dead for about 200 hours because that's what we have to do here. Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's it. October 26th is going to be popping. And we are actually going to be popping out of this studio. And there's going to be a stream right after this. I think, what was it again? Oh, they're doing Fortnite weekly challenges. Ben Jaka and Eric Tay are going to be playing some Fortnite. And you can stick around for that.
Cool.
We want to thank some people. I want to thank Jake for coming in here, filling in for Callie's role for today. And I want to thank Tony Wilson, Matt Paget. I want to thank Eric Tay. I want to thank Jean-Luc. I just want to thank everyone. And I want to thank you for watching, chilling with us, talking about all the things that are going on in games, because we have fun doing this, and we hope you have fun as well. Goodbye.